Joining me now, criminal defense attorneys Daniel Horowitz, Mercedes Colwin, and former prosecutor Don Schweitzer. He's also a former police officer, gang homicide detective. All right. Hard stuff to listen to. But, Mr. Schweitzer, do you think, we're going to hear that. We're going to hear very similar accounts to what we just heard from the prosecutors. But are they going to go to this jury and ask them to impose the death penalty? Or are they going to say, do you think in this case, here are the aggravating factors, here are the mitigating factors, we leave it to you?
I think that they're going to definitely ask for an execution in this case. This is a case where Scott Peterson lied to the family, deceived everybody, showed no remorse at the investigative stage of this, and this family is angry. Besides being hurt, they're very angry at him, and they're going to ask that he be executed.
Daniel, under California law, though, they can't specifically say, right, we want you to impose, the witnesses can't say, we want you to impose death penalty, right?
Exactly, Dan, but the ferocity of the Rocha family's statements when they're on the witness stand, the way that Sharon Rocha will look at Scott's face and try to get him to show some remorse, and what I expect to be a failure on his part to acknowledge her anyway, will be a clear message to those on the jury already predisposed to give death that Sharon Rocha wants this.
Mercedes, when they call these people to the stand, and they will, and again, there will be emotion in that courtroom, but do you think that they will necessarily ask for the death penalty? Because I've seen prosecutors in a death penalty phase say, here are the aggravating factors, here are the mitigating factors, death, we believe that you could impose the death penalty, but in some cases prosecutors don't say, we think you should impose the death penalty.
Right. I think there's going to be some advocating by the prosecutor in this case, but frankly, I'm going to go on a limb on this. I don't think Sharon's going to ask for the death penalty, or even, I think what she wants him to do is spend 23 hours a day for the rest of his life in lockdown. And especially after I heard that little in the beginning where she was talking to the press and saying, I want you to hear that Lacey's voice every single day for the rest of your life.
Daniel,
I think it's merciful to end his life.
Daniel, they couldn't request now, could they, pull the death? Could the prosecutors come forward now, could they? Theoretically, of course they could. But is it at all possible, as a sort of realistic matter, that the prosecutors come forward here and say, you know what, we've decided life in prison's fine?
They could do it, Dan, and I think there would be wisdom to it. They would have to get the full support of Sharon Rocha, and in fact it would probably have to be a statement by Sharon Rocha that she wants it, that it comes from their family as a gift to the Peterson parents.
The reason they're not going to do it is because it would create another appellate issue, because then the defense would say, aha, see, there never should have been a death qualified jury in this case, they just did it to get jurors to be